Blanco.
YouTube! It's your boy Nando. We back with another video, man. Today we reacted to 8 NBA stars who would change their teams this offseason. I don't even know who's a free agent this year, but let's just hop right in the video, man. Make sure if you like this video, if you like these type of videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. That's one, right? And then we share this video to a friend and share with another friend, man. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a blessed, amazing day, and let's just hop straight to the video.
NBA free agency is coming up quick, and it's where players sign big deals. And
bro, I don't know why the Rockets traded Christian Woods, bro. I don't know why they traded him, bro. I don't know why. That was a dumbass move, by the way. I have to just get that on my mind. Dumbass move. Retarded. The Rockets are chips now. Chips, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas. Oh my god.
Team or find a new home where they'll get paid more or earn a better opportunity on the court. But this free agency is unlike most because often it's one or two big players who may or may not shake up the rest of the NBA. So let's take a look. Now first up is Deandre Ayton, who's been a huge part for the Phoenix Suns and all of their success. He's been the centerpiece of the team that Chris Paul and Devin Booker play around. He opens up the floor for pick and rolls.
I feel bad for him low key because he's not even gonna. The Suns are not trying to give him a max, but if he gets a max from another team, the Suns are most likely gonna try to match it, depending how high it is.
But earlier this season, he was eligible to sign his first big contract, a max extension of 5 years and $172 million. And apparently he was really expecting it because he was pretty upset when the Suns didn't want to give it to him, which means he'll now be a restricted free agent this offseason. So if another team comes along and offers him a similar deal to that, he's gonna leave the Phoenix Suns, which I think is gonna happen. But the Suns are doing the right thing here. Sure, DeAndre's young and averages 18 and 10, but there's no way I'd give him a max contract because for one, they played pretty well with him still off the floor, so I think they could find a replacement for much cheaper. And two, with a max deal, think of all the guys that could get instead that would come.
Now, the funny you could get way better players for that amount.
I think there's a bad team out there that wants to take a bet on the 23-year-old while they got nothing else going on. And there's a lot of teams that could use the big man coming up. The Hornets, Hawks, and Blazers should be desperate to sign him this offseason. The Hornets have needed a center for years.
I don't think the Hornets are.
And he would fit perfectly alongside guys like Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball. The Hawks would have to sign and trade Clint Capella and others. Their current roster needs work anyways.
I don't think the Hawks would be a good fit.
This isn't a must for the Hawks, but I could see it happen. It is a must for the Portland Trailblazers, though. They have nothing going on with their team anymore. They need to finally replace Yusuf Nurkic and give Damian a real big man. Plus, Ayton fits in well with.
You know what needs to happen in there? All right, let me tell you. Damian Lillard needs to get the fuck out of there and find a new fucking team because Trailblazers chips, they're chips. You're not winning a single thing, bro. You started great with a Rookie of the Year and then down here ever since, man. So come on, man, you're too good not to have a ring.
Roster is now. James Harden has a player option on his deal, so it's up to him on if he'll become a free agent or not. And if he does, I would just feel so.
I feel like he's staying. Where the hell is he gonna go?
Another star. But after seeing these past playoffs, I probably wouldn't feel too bad because they wouldn't be missing out on too much. I don't know what it is. I would have thought James would love to play in Philly. It's where he wanted to go instead of Brooklyn, and for him to play with Joel, they were supposed to be an all.
Oh, I didn't even know he wanted to go to Philly.
I think he doesn't want to be there. So even though he has a $47 million player option for next season, if he can convince another team that he still deserves a max deal, even though he's past his prime, then I think he'd easily sign that.
No funny shit. Next year, James Harden's gonna go crazy. I feel like he's gonna get in shape and shit, and he's gonna go crazy next year. Cause
to make even more in the future. Because if he takes that $47 million and plays terrible next year,
he's not my favorite player, but he's still nice.
The only team that really makes sense to me on the court is the Miami Heat. Some people may say the Dallas Mavericks, but Luka can't play off the ball, so that wouldn't happen. But with the Heat, Jimmy Butler needs another star on offense. Played like a superstar this postseason, which he always does. But he put up 28 a game. That won't be
a shit though.
Anyone else? Kyle Lowry averaged 7 a game. Tyler Hero put up 12 a game, and Bam Adebayo came in with 14 a night. It would be messy, but I think they can make enough moves this offseason to land Harden. Just as long as they can keep the core of this team together, it could work. Because to have the defensive-minded Miami Heat to go along with James would make them perfect complements for each other, and I think it would give them just enough scoring to win a championship.
Now, if they have the same team, if they have the same team,
Harden should go to the Knicks or the Clippers, but I don't see those working. The Knicks, like why, and the Clippers, him, PG, and Kawhi Leonard just doesn't doesn't seem right. But speaking of Miami Heat players, Victor Oladipo is now an unrestricted free agent, and he's in a tough situation. After he turned down huge money from the Pacers and had to sign a one-year deal to prove himself in Miami, he really didn't. He had okay moments this postseason, but not good enough to convince anyone to give him max contract type of money like he got offered from Indiana. And at 29 years old, I don't see him signing a small money long-term contract. I think he's going to go out, sign a minimum deal, and try one more year to try and prove himself. And he's got a couple options.
I think he's going to sign like a good, like, 20, 30. I think a team will give him like a good 30 mil. Like,
that's the case. He could stay with the Miami Heat because he's already there on their system and won't have to readjust next season when he's on a new team, and they could offer him a small, maybe $5 to $10 million deal. But so could the Dallas Mavericks. A guy like Victor, especially at 100%, may be the best backcourt option out there for Luka. If he ever got back to normal, he's a
because he doesn't really have to play for the ball like that.
Can score pretty well. And even the Mavericks would be a good place for him to sign a small one-year deal because they just made the Western Conference Finals, so he'll be able to get a lot of attention if he played for them next season. The other option, of course, is the Lakers. If he wants a high-profile team to prove himself on, LA is the place to go because obviously they'll have all the attention, and
the Lakers are looking.
They can get right.
Not looking because they haven't made no move, but the Lakers,
the highest profile player during this year's free agency, seeing that he's a restricted free agent.
I can't wait to see
and even though there are a couple playoff contenders like the Clippers that could still use a point guard like Kyrie, they shouldn't be willing and shouldn't be desperate enough to take on the risk of adding him to their roster. We still don't know what we're going to get from him on a nightly basis.
I don't think he's leaving.
If we're even going to get him at all. There's two teams though that are so desperate for point guards that should be willing to sign him to a long-term deal, and that's the Washington Wizards and the New York Knicks.
He's not doing none of that.
Kyrie would be a great pairing for Bradley Beal, and we know he could play next to him because skill-wise on the court, Irving's still a top.
No funny shit. I feel like Bradley Beal is dipping too.
It's just everything else that always gets in the way. And I think if they just straight up signed him and gave him a deal bigger than the Nets would, then they'd have a pretty good roster. Don't get me wrong, I still don't think this would be a championship squad, but they'd make the playoffs and they.
Yeah, bro. I don't think Kyrie is leaving the Nets for the Knicks or Wizards, bro. That was a bad take. Take that off the video next time. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, I don't think Kyrie's leaving. I don't think Kyrie's leaving the Nets for that shit, bro. Nah. Just think about it. It will be a worse situation for him. It's gonna be tougher. He already doesn't like playing. So imagine he has to play harder and shit. Just nah, bro. He's not doing that, bro. He is not doing that shit.
And they do solid there. But with that said, the combo of Kyrie and Kristaps is one of the most unreliable two players you can. But then again, the Nets currently have Irving and Ben Simmons on the same team, so even that would be an upgrade. The New York Knicks have got to be desperate enough at this point after missing out on every single good free agent ever. So they could give Kyrie a big deal too. The Knicks didn't even make the playoffs this year, and it was sad. But I think Kyrie might be exactly what they need to turn things around. The developing defense of RJ Barrett combined with a guy like Mitchell Robinson, along with the star power of RJ and Julius Randle and a supporting cast like they have, maybe everything they need to take them to the next level. Zach Levine's free agency decision is going to be a scary one for the Bulls because Zach's an unrestricted free agent. This one is that he wants to enjoy free agency before making a decision. I mean, even though they didn't have Lonzo, the Bulls were out in the first round, so they needed to do something. But losing Levine isn't it, and I hope Chicago can keep him. I mean,
this one is interesting, but I hope he stays. No funny shit. I just hope so because I fuck with my man's I fuck with Lonzo, bro. Lonzo's like one of my favorite players. I want to see that nigga succeed, but he needs people. He needs good people around him. I wish he'd be more aggressive like his brother, bro. Like, you can score too, bro. Go be aggressive. Go get your bucket, bro. Stop passing the ball. Stop passing, nigga. Go get your bucket.
But there's going to be so many teams after a scorer like him that's so good on offense that can do it all. Now, I've seen people talking about maybe the Hornets, but they only need a center, so
I'll be
there. Again, though, we're revisiting 3 teams we just talked about because they're in the best position to sign.
I don't know, but that'll be a great.
If the Atlantics can make a sign and trade work to bring in Zach Levine, they should seriously consider it because himself and Trae Young in the backcourt would be the real deal. It's not the best scenario because they're lacking
I don't think so. Yeah,
but it would still be an upgrade from what they have now.
I'd rather just stay at the Bulls. No funny shit.
Together. Levine proved this season that he could be a valuable second option to DeMar DeRozan, so he could do maybe even better next to Luka. You may even get a similar effect to how CP3 and Devin Booker work out, since Levine and Booker's games are pretty similar. Then, of course, if he went to the Portland Trailblazers, he'd obviously be a big upgrade from CJ McCollum.
But it's like you already have DeRozan on your team, bro. You already have DeRozan. You're already doing your thing with DeRozan. Just run it back, bro. It was your first year. Niggas was injured. You know, Lonzo wasn't there.
No idea what Zach's gonna do, but
y'all were playing the Celtics, though.
For what I think is most likely.
No matter what y'all do, y'all gonna lose.
A couple of quick honorable mentions. Colin, Sexton, and Malik Monk are both going to be leaving their respective teams this offseason. I don't know where they'll end up, but for Sexton, it's clear his time on the Cavs is up. He's a unrestricted free agent, and his team's chosen Darius Garland as their starting point guard, and they already have plenty of backups
nice,
to choose
bro.
from, so it only makes sense
Garland, Colin Sexton is
and
nice.
use his money to try and sign someone else at a different position instead.
Oh, Garland is nice too. Garland is definitely nice too.
For Charlotte, and set out to prove himself this year to earn a bigger contract this offseason.
If the Lakers trade this dude, the Lakers are fucking retarded and dumb as fuck.
He did put on a good performance for the Lakers, but I don't think he really separated himself too much from where he was at last year. But given that he hasn't gotten a big payday yet, expect him to look for one once free agency opens up, being that he's an unrestricted free agent. Then of course there's Bradley Beal, and don't get me wrong, he's without a doubt going to stay with the Wizards and sign the 5-year, $245 million extension, making it the biggest contract in NBA history. But I really
doubt it. I think he's out of there. He wants to win, bro.
After this upcoming season, unless the Wizards did something huge, like signing Kyrie Irving, like I mentioned earlier. I don't think Bradley's wanted to be in Washington for years. He was just staying there and waiting for the big money. So he may not be leaving this offseason, but he's a free agent coming up, and I definitely still think he's going to be gone in the future, so I had to include him. Now, honestly, if I'm the Washington Wizards, I don't give him that money. Obviously, they haven't been able to build around him, so what makes them think that they're going to be able to now? And sure, their roster is looking much nicer than it has in years past, but even still, they missed the playoffs. So unless something major happens in Washington over the course of this year, expect them to request a trade. And then maybe that's something we can talk about in a video next year. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Damn, true. I hope he doesn't. I hope he stays on the team he is. No funny, cause I hope he moves. I hope he goes from a team from the Wizards to another team, cause that nigga was not it, man. But that was it for the video, man. If you like this type of videos, man, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna be dropping a lot more basketball videos soon. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time, man. No. We jump from force to the force of K, but we out. Peace.